Hey, it worked, kind of. Yep. Oh no, I've kicked Gary by mistake. Oh no, what's going on? Gary, come back. Whoops, I pressed the wrong button. As you can tell, Modders is not here today.
Yeah.
I didn't kick his camera though. I kicked the intro, and it kicked Gary by mistake. Come back.
Well,
here he is.
He kicked me out.
Sorry, I kicked the
There he
intro, and it kicked you as well for some reason.
Well, StreamYard.
Yeah. It was so much easier when they just let us do the videos as intros without having to upgrade. Anyway, how are you, gentlemen?
can't complain.
Oh, is he talking to us?
Yeah,
Doing well, thanks, Mikey.
I see where you made a mistake there, yes.
Yeah. Every other inch a gentleman.
As you can see, I'm all right, buddy. Yeah, I'm good. Caught up on sleep at last. Yeah. So
lucky you.
Yeah, I think I had a good 12 hours sleep on Sunday. So
12 hours, dear God.
Caught up.
Who do you think you are, Rip Van Winkle?
Well, I messed it up again last night because I went to bed at 2 and got up at 7.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Not good.
But yeah, as you can see, everyone, we are down to a skeleton crew today because other people are off doing other things. So you're stuck with us three.
Yeah, bad luck. Full refunds are available.
Yeah. We need to stick a fake beard on John so he fits in.
Righto.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All fun and games. So what are you usually working on today?
Well, I guess I'll be doing ship things, but I've got to spray a whole load of parts of ship things. So whilst I'm waiting for ship things to dry, I'll be masking the camouflage on my Martin Baker 3.
Nice.
Which is beginning to look nice. I'll be finishing the camouflage on my Sea Venom and probably maybe even doing some of Monty's Caravan.
Ooh.
Under
is that 1/72nd scale, is it?
Huh?
That 1/72nd scale?
Well, 76, the Matchbox one, yeah.
Oh, the Matchbox one.
Yes, it comes with like a diorama base as well.
Yeah.
It sits on that.
Oh,
and there's a little armored car, looks like it's Fox or is it Fox?
So what you're saying is we're making you do more dioramas now.
Well, that came with it, you see. That comes with as part of the build. But I will be doing more dioramas. I'm on Friday with the train. I'm doing that on a little railway setting.
2 seconds. Kaylee's calling me.
Okay. I'm getting into the idea of dioramas at the moment. They're just very simple ones, very easy. Like over the weekend, I saw someone's done a 1/72nd scale set of the Field Standard B Rapier surface-to-air missile set. I really fancy putting that into something with scrim net and all that, and dagging firing points and whatever.
I saw that. On Gary's stuff. Yeah, that looks interesting.
So that would be quite cool.
Yeah.
I'm getting into even just stuff I take to the club now. I try and put it on
a
standard airfield concrete base or grass, just to give it look, make it look prettier. Again, it always looks better rather on a bare table, as it were.
And it'll, especially with doing aircraft, it's less likely to get the legs damaged as well.
Yeah.
Undercarriage, that's it. Couldn't think of the word.
Undercarriage.
Sorry, I'm just looking for a thing.
Oh,
there it is.
Looking for a hero
again.
So what I've been working on, a couple of things. So this is Edward 48 scale MiG 21 MF. So I've started putting the decals on it. As you see, it's got a nice gloss coat at the moment. So Iraqi one. So it's got kill markings of as you see it there, They hated everybody, these guys. So they didn't pick a side.
Yeah.
And with that, I've got Soviet PAG 14 plates to make a ground for it, and Gary Morris has 3D printed some chocks and a Soviet boarding ladder for me as well. So I'll be doing a bit of a diorama on that, which is uncharacteristically un-Marley like, but I've got the bits and pieces. I might as well do it.
I've also been playing. Probably put it together wrong, backwards anyway.
Yeah. And I've been getting ready for this is the omnibus. Painted the bits ready for tomorrow. So they're the two sides of the cabin. And I've got that's red brown.
Yeah.
As the same with everything else. So that's at the top deck, the roof of the lower deck, and all that. So that's all pretty much ready to go. There's other bits and bobs to paint and stuff like that. I've got all sorts of stuff here. I've got the door covers for the MiG. So I've just been doing a bit of painting. And these external tanks are so sleek, aren't they? Very, very, very pointy.
Yeah, very pointy.
Madly pointy, but all that. So I'll just be, pottering with that in the next couple of days. Really enjoying the processes, I think some people would say. I say processes because I'm a bogan. But, that's about it.
Yeah,
cool.
That reminds me, I need to spray my omnibus bits for tomorrow.
Yeah, but no, it's all good.
Cool. Shall we go through the chat?
I think we should.
Julian says, first comment, yep, it's that again. Lol.
David says, hi, Julian. On with Steph M4H at the Mobac shortly.
Yeah, he was one of two people watching that stream. So welcome back, David. He did say, see you on the other stream shortly. And I thought, oh, yeah. JT is in saying, hello, King Julian. Hope all's well on your domain this morning.
JT says, wouldn't it be cool if our panel were knighted? The work and bringing people together, part of it alone, is in the spirit of Britain and Australia. The impact you have on people is huge. Oh, I don't know about that, but thank you.
I've got a sword. We can do that.
Right? Yeah.
We can dub each other. That's okay.
Well, yeah, you're posh.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Well, oops, slipped. Oh, what a shame.
JT says, what I briefly saw of the UK on my trip to Germany, I wanted to come back to visit again. See, John, you should do, man.
Yeah.
Julian says, morning, David and JT.
Yeah, just ignore the hype. You'll be fine.
Oh, no, it's all good. I was watching that earlier.
Julian says, morning, evening, all on panel.
On panel. Sisters, internet is out for the next few days. Oh dear, hope you all have a wonderful stream. Don't forget that like button either, folks.
So on that, during the last stream, halfway through it, Steph said, oh, I've got a Virgin technician has turned up early and I'm going to go talk to them. And I had no idea because, of course, we don't have Virgin as an internet provider here. So I completely went in the wrong direction with that. So I had no understanding until he came back.
John, in my experience, we don't have an internet provider here either called Virgin. You have someone who takes your money every month. They don't provide any internet in return.
JT said it made an impression on me helping Rich in Discord with his build. A very good one. A reason I keep coming back. Oh, hello, Kay.
Oh, okay.
There you go. JT says, hi, Tiff. You are the silent partner. Hope all is well.
Bob Harris is here. Good morrow, all. Hi, Bob.
Hello, Bob.
Ooh. And he goes on to say he just discovered that not welding for 3 decades or so means a lot of practice needed to get decent welds. Strong are easy-ish, but they look nasty. Yeah, I've not. Yeah, I reckon I'd be terrible at welding. I only did it as a pre-apprentice course thing, and just went flat. I dropped a bit of slag into my the elastic-sided boots. Oxy cutting, a bit of slag went into the boot, and I kicked my foot, and my boot went flying across and hit the instructor in the back of the head. I haven't welded anything since.
My dad's a welder. He's been a welder most of his life. Oh. So when I was a kid, he had his own welding machine at home. So we used to go in the garden on the patio, and he'd have me welding bits of metal plate together and learning how to make like Bowie knives and things like that.
So what are you up to? This is mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, David says, hello all. Back now. Steph had to finish early. Due to technical issue or whatever that is.
To thing. JT says, Bob, then grinding them to look better may weaken the wells. What build-up do you do? There you go. Yeah.
JC says, hello, David of the Valleys.
Yeah. An inch of good well should hold 1 ton of pressure. I think it was.
Oh, interesting. Okay. The Chinese do it differently. I've seen pictures here where it's like they've glued together silicon and then spray painted silver.
Yeah.
Julian says, morning, Bob.
Bob says, no build-up used to gas weld. This newfangled gasless MIG is strange.
Yeah, gasless MIG, when MIG stands for metal inert gas, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's me welding, technically.
Yeah. Because MIG is metal inert gas and TIG is tungsten inert gas.
Bob says, good noon, KOTH.
So I've got a metal inert
Get
gas 21. Patrick is saying, g'day, everyone.
Joe says, good morning, afternoon, evening to all. Hope everyone had a great and safe weekend and you all survived your crazy weather. Yeah, it blew a piece of cardboard off the skip on our drive. That's about it.
Okay. It was a bit windy. I did see footage from Trafalgar Square and everybody looked miserable. I don't know if it's because they were in Britain or...
It's just London. Regular London, it's October.
That's just living somewhere where you can't see clear skies and green grass for miles.
Right.
Oh, you can see green grass, just not a lot of it.
Yeah.
He says, Robert, acetylene, have you done arc welding too?
That's why I used to do arc welding.
Yeah. I used to do arc welding as an electrician. Yeah. David says, morning, JT.
Is that when you set the hospital on fire?
Yeah. True story.
Bob says, JT done some MMA years ago, fitting new gates to our factory entrance. What, you kicked the gates into position or something?
Yeah. Stu sprues in, says hi to all. Hi, Stu.
Hey,
That's Stu. Kevin's in saying, good day, everyone.
Hey, Kevin. Dave says, good day, Mikey, Gary, and hello again, John.
Yeah, should stop following each other.
Yeah, you got a stalker, John.
Yeah. JC said, John, the word dingus is now part of my vocabulary. Hello, Mikey and Waitrose. Hope you are both well.
Hey, bud.
Oh, did I point to something and say that dingus here? I must have.
Must have done.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's like a doobie. What's it? Joe says 12 hours of sleep. It takes 3 days for me to get 12 hours of sleep. Good for you, Mikey.
Yeah, usually does for me.
Yeah.
June says, growl. YouTube, you lying pile of poo. Live in 18 minutes, my ass. Refresh while swearing. Yeah, I keep telling you this, Julian. You know what time we start. Just hit refresh at that time.
David says, would love someone to do it in 1/35th scale. That's the rapier, that is. Yeah, I'd like them to do it in 35th.
How that spelt reads completely different.
Yeah. Yeah, the rapier in 1/35th would be really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Oh, Julian asks Bob, MMA being multiple material arsing about? Lol.
Or in a bigger scale, like a 1/16th. That'd be cool. Because they're not that big, are they?
No.
So
only 45 kilos.
Yeah. I think a 1/16 one would be cool. JT says, would a Roman version of a MIG be called a Camigula? Very good.
It is now.
Julian says, morning, Joe.
Oh, John's just lost his internet. I didn't press that. It's going well. And we have 27 people watching. Awesome.
Yeah.
Don't forget to lube and subscribe.
Yeah, probably have 28 watching now because he's watching it rather than taking part.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there. But we'll carry on, shall we? Philip says, good morning, everyone.
Yeah. Bob says, KTH-ish manual metal arc is the complete name, commonly called stick welding. How you weld, why you go, okay.
Yeah, that's how my world's turned out as well.
I think that's medication kicking in, don't you?
Yeah.
Was that your internet then, John?
It was. It said something went wrong, and I thought I didn't touch a thing. But
yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah.
Honest.
Julian says, "Afternoon, Philip."
Afternoon.
Oh.
The Grand Fromage says, "Hi all, I'm going to place my bet that John Marley reads this comment out 1/3 of a chance."
Yeah.
Sorry to disappoint, but I've disappointed you before, Malcolm.
You probably
You
would
didn't
have.
put any money on that, mate.
Yeah, you probably would have if you hadn't cut out. Yeah, you would have actually, because you read Philip Page's out. Then I would have
Malcolm
read
bloke.
Bob. Yeah. Then I would have read Bob's. Then Gary would have read Julian's, and then you'd have read Malcolm.
Right.
Yeah, he was right. Just yours.
The Valley says hello, Kay.
Yeah, it's just your crappy McDonald's Wi-Fi, John.
At least it's not Virgin.
Yeah,
Well,
true.
Virgin on ridiculous, yeah.
Philip Page is saying hi, Julian.
Oh, Julian says, I remember Norman Wisdom's knighting ceremony. He did his trademark trip walking backwards, and you could see the late Queen stifling a laugh. Yeah, pratfalls, it was called.
Hobby Times here says, hi, guys. Hey, Hobby Time.
And Julian says, ancient Greek welding team, Jason and the Arcanauts.
And he says, afternoon, Hobby Time.
Some welder called Jason probably has that on his van. Come on, you'd have to.
Oh, you hope so.
Hobby Time says, hi, Julian.
Oh, Ian's in. He's saying hello, everyone.
How are you?
Hello. My wife says, hi.
Hi, Katie. Julian says, I wasn't in the room, Mikey. My mistake was trusting YouTube to actually do its job. That'd be silly.
Oh, our Hobby Time is asking for a 135th scale Bloodhound, please.
Oh, yes.
That'd be all right.
I've got the Airfix Bloodhound.
Suit you, sir.
They're large. Yeah.
Stu says, the jokes have started. Quick, get building, chaps.
JT says, it's Skynet assuming control, lol. I'm not the only one that had to refresh YouTube a couple of streams.
Yeah.
Paul. Oh, sorry, go on. It's your turn.
What do you call this? Paul says, hello, BBC and friends. I have a message to pass on if that's okay.
Okay. Hi.
Yeah.
Joe says, trying to figure out why I'm installing PE foot pedals on this Spitfire and in 3 steps cover it up. Why?
Because modelling.
Yeah.
Harry Marwick says, good afternoon, all. Good afternoon,
Hi,
Harry.
Hi, Harry. Welcome to the channel.
JT says, around the world in 80 days, slow and steady wins a race. Lol.
JT says, hi, Harry.
And Harry says, hi, John.
Hello. There we go. And that's the comments for now.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. We've got quite a few. It's lovely. Right. Let's head to the desk.
Sure. That button there. And click. Right. Shippy stuff. So
okay. Paul says, my friend Sandra is a huge fan of your channel, but she has been blocked from commenting. Could you please consider unblocking her? She's nice, but she shouldn't have been blocked. Somebody else has said this the other day, actually, that they can't comment, and I don't know what it is. I shall certainly look into it, because she shouldn't have been blocked. And I don't think modders would have done it without my permission. I shall look now. 2 seconds. Because we like Sandra. She's lovely.
Yeah.
Right. Settings. Let's try.
So I have a couple of things. I don't know what. I think last week, just before we went off, I think I cut off that little bit there, but then couldn't see the support for it or some such. So let's have a look. All right, I need to make room. I need to move this MIG away. So give me a moment. Back in a sec.
I know, it's all It's all busy and too many things here on my desk. Too many things and too many things at once.
Right.
Tidy it all up. I'm not succeeding terribly well.
Harry says, a lot of bright spark puns I see. Welcome to the channel.
Cunningly joining in.
Julie says, best 2 adverts I saw on vans were an Indian builder. You've tried the cowboys, now come to the Indians. The window cleaner called Mr. Bit. Paul says, thank you. No problems, buddy. JT said, I'd laugh if there was a gene here. We could talk about hygiene. Joe, is there a waiting list to be blocked? Put me on it. There shouldn't be anyone blocked. JT says, Julian, I saw a Snickers commercial with a twerking skeleton. How does that work? Julian says, yeah, the block query was Steve's. Oh, Steve's gaming too, Mikey. Tiff replied to me on Discord. He's not blocked either. Yeah. I don't know what's going on here. JT says, we all have a spark of insanity. That's absolutely true, especially on this channel. Lady Sam says, hi, guys and panel.
Spark, water and flame.
And Harry says, hi, Sam. See, I always find it quite nice when people are saying that they love the channel stuff. I always think, oh, but we're just prattling round. But that's so kind. Thank you. I'm going to look on YouTube Studio now, so my camera might lag a bit. Let's have a look. As far as I'm aware, there shouldn't be, or the people that are blocked are blocked for a good reason, and I've done it. But there shouldn't be anyone. I think it is.
C47.
Nope. Settings? Is it in that? Yeah. There's no Sandra in the hidden users.
I think. Don't know.
There are 3 people in the void, but okay. All right, if I minimize that, because I do remember Sandra. She used to be on here a lot. She was lovely. Stu says there's a cement truck in Hastings called William the Concreter. I like that one. Lady Sam says, hi, John. Joe says, JT, let's get to sad news for us. Both Penn State and Texas out of the top 25. It was nice whilst it lasted. Yeah. I don't know. Is that something to do with foosball? Lady Sam says, what are you building, John? A ship.
A well-deserved reputation of occasionally putting things on backwards.
Yeah.
No, this is ICM's 1:700 scale.
Koenig.
World War I Koenig.
I'll just get through these 3 comments and then I'll put it on. June says, maybe, Mikey, maybe Sandra's account and Steve's Gaming 2 have something in common. Perhaps it's StreamYard, not YouTube. Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on. Sorry. Harry says, what ship are you building, John? He's building the Koenig. June says, evening, Lady Sam. JT says, Joe, the way the fans behaved at the Oregon game, it was embarrassing. Throwing things at the team was bad, and chanting for the coach to be fired was wrong. You should watch some British football matches, mate. You'll love it. Football chants. Lady Sam says, hi, Harry. JT says, Mikey, our idea of football isn't even a ball. Well, technically it is, because a ball is just a bag of air.
Yeah.
It's just not a spherical ball.
Yeah.
Lady Sam says, a German dreadnought. Indeed.
Yeah.
And I have the other one, the Grosser Kurfürst, which means the Great Elector or Great Elector. Yeah. Right.
So
I'm not sure what's going on because there's on YouTube. There's only 3 people that are blocked, and none of them are Sandra or Steve's Gaming.
Interesting.
I'm not sure what's going on.
Okay.
And there's nothing on StreamYard to do with stuff like that.
Oh, crikey. Oh, there it is.
I wonder.
These bits are tiny. One of these will go ping, I'm sure.
Mike wants to live stream to the channel. Settings. Chat filter. All messages. Data moderation.
So there was a thing yesterday. So in the middle of the Models for Heroes live stream, I sort of, looked over to my left and sort of went, back in a moment. And I thought it was a redback spider, which are poisonous. So I thought, better check that out. Went over and nope, no red on it. It's all good. But it looked really hairy. Like the thorax was really hairy, which you don't see often unless it's, say, a huntsman or a sizable spider. It was a good size, but not that large. But then, like an hour later, when I had a closer look, I thought, oh, that's what's going on. So it had to die because what it was there we go. That's the spider there. And these are all the babies that were on its back. So
nice.
So I had to take him out.
Yeah.
I had to nuke him. I didn't want my house taken over by 1,000 odd, house spiders. Just because house is in their name doesn't mean it's theirs.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just going to nip to the bathroom. Back in a minute.
And I shouldn't have done that because I didn't think that we might have some viewers who are arachnophobic. So I do apologise if that's the case. It certainly didn't mean any offence.
Yeah. In fact, you did them a favour by reducing the total number of spiders in the world.
That's it. That's what I'll stick with. Yeah.
Yeah. Always spin it to a good story.
That's it. Oh.
So, okay. I don't know why they built this at 1/76 scale, because these are really, 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 really small bits.
Yeah. I assume when during Gary's stuff, we mentioned Modded Caravan. I assumed it was the ICM one that was coming out, but
I will be doing that later. But this one is the Matchbox one from Simon's Matchbox Challenge.
Ah, of course.
So he sends it, I build it. That's kind of the rules.
Oh, you do what you have to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Honor bounds to do it. And try and figure out some of these instructions, because Matchbox weren't the clearest instructions in the world when they were making stuff. But hey ho. It's all part of modelling, right?
Oh, that's right. Of their time, I thought, like me, Paul, and our 2 other brothers built probably most of the Epics range as kids. They were fantastic kits. Fond memories. However, I did do their Victor about two years ago, maybe 3, and I didn't really enjoy that one. The FX one is of its time, so it's much improved. So yeah, but cracking subject, as you know.
Oh yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah, they were still at Marham when I was around. They were beautiful things. They were just majestic when they took off. You'd see one of those fully laden with fuel. It's going to tank up a few planes and do a few other things and scream off the runway. Absolutely gorgeous sound. And they look just so Jerry Anderson. So,
they do, yeah.
You just think this is a long way ahead of its time, surely. It must be.
Well, it was a way of the future in that, I remember it's a thing on YouTube somewhere about it, the crescent wing. So it was a bit of PR that Handley Page had put together for the Victor, and they're talking about the advantages of the crescent wing and stuff like that. It's all really good stuff, but it didn't catch on. As far as I'm aware, it's still the only aircraft that sort of featured it. Just like the way of the future is the Lex, the leading edge extension on the F-18 Hornet, where to this date, it's still the only aircraft with it. Works really well.
Yeah.
But nobody sort of went for it.
Yeah, never understood that. Well, I guess they just went to a sort of other sort of composite, sort of delta composites or partial deltas and this, that, and everything. Trying to pinch the same idea, but I don't think they get that sort of vortex over the wing that those things generate. So I think they kind of try and power their way into high angle of attack flight now, rather than finesse through aerodynamics. I think they just rely on just brute force and steerable nozzles or something. But they look very beautiful.
Well, my channel's not been taken down yet, so that's good. What have you been up to?
We've just been talking about you, how much we hate being part of the channel, and we're trying to bring it down from the inside. And,
that makes sense.
Well, I was saying that really. What Gary was trying to defend you, and
that's because Gary's a nice, decent guy. You're just an arse. Okay, right.
Just got different plans, that's all.
Yeah. That's very small. I'm just going to have a look at something because this is bothering me now. It shouldn't be stopping people from commenting.
No.
Settings. Channel. And settings.
Oh, cripes. Get on there.
Have you seen the notice thing on YouTube now, Gary?
What's that?
They put one up today that you can now do memberships or through Android.
Apple through iOS, yeah. That's good.
Yeah. God, that's loud. Sorry.
Still doing your bathroom, are they?
How can you tell?
Just a hunch. Oh, God. It's frustrating me.
Okay. So, change moderation. Turn that to basic. Viewer posts. Don't know what that is. Yeah, I can't see any reason why unless YouTubers unsubscribed them, and then it's not letting them comment until they subscribe. I'm not sure. That's really annoying me. Yeah, that should all be set so that people can comment. Oh, hang on. Viewers can't post notifications in a moment. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Lo.
What is going on here?
Yeah, there isn't any reason why they can't comment that I can see. If they're on Facebook, ask them to message me on the BBC Beard Veteran Creates Facebook page, and I'll see if I can sort it out, figure it out. Okay, right. Where did we get up to with comments? I think I'm pretty much just going to be doing comments today. Harry says he was working on the 1/350th ICM Mark Graf. It's a battle. Harry says, hi, James and TBG. Julian, I remember the Scottish have names for their snowplows, e.g. Gritney Spears, Sir Andy Flurry, David Plowie, and Gritty Gritty Bang Bang. TBG says, hi, Harry. Lady Sam, I have the 1/350th King George V to build. We'll start it after New Year. Also have the 1/350th HMS something.
Very good.
John says, Joe, considering these were alumni who were drunk tailgating, I never enjoyed working security for games. Only good part was the food. There we go. June says, hey, JT, it is in as much as you kick it sometimes. JT says, true, it looks more like Stewie Griffin. Okay. Lady Sam says, 1/350th HMS Cornwall to build and a 1/350 Yamato. That'll be big. David says, oh, wow, Lady Sam, nice models. Which Yamato is that? Bob, Nodge, I was going to include some plastic spiders with your beasts, but thought it might be a bad idea if customers checked it. TBG says, yeah, John, that spider was a male.
Was it? I didn't check.
You didn't lift his leg up, ask it to cock its leg up so you could check.
No, too many to choose from.
Yeah. JT, Penn State fans in the stands were alumni and not students. That annoyed me. It was one of those things I didn't like. Being a student, you couldn't see the games except on TV on campus. Okay. Lady Sam says, hi, James. TBG says, hi, Lady Sam. Julian says, stupidest comments I heard from a soccer commentator was about a player. He's doing what he does best, kicking the ball with his feet. I shouted, it's called football. That's probably a clue. Unless you're American, apparently. Lady Sam says, John, I'm an LSU fan. Philip says, I'm building a Revel 1700 HMS Manchester at the moment. Might have to go to Specsavers. Yeah, that'd be quite cool. Bob, Julian shades of the black and white snooker commentator. The green is. Joe, Lady Sam, my wife is a big Tiger fan too. She's a LA girl. Julian, wait, Rose, didn't you feature a 1/1 million Yamato on Monday Matters? If I recall correctly, yeah. Hair was bigger.
That's right. They made it using this incredible micro 3D print technology, and it's 0.267 millimeters long, or so. It's a 1/4 of a millimeter long.
Wow.
The whole thing. And the picture I used was a electron microscope image of it, but they have a very, very strong magnifier in the museums. You can go, and on the left of it was a human hair, which was considerably bigger.
Imagine the detail you could get with that.
Yeah. Yeah, the PE set's a nightmare.
JT says, hope Mr. Morris is well today. He is, mate. He's just very tired. Sam says, Joe, I support LSU in college football, in NFL, Dallas and Bengals. Julian, Bob, if I recall correctly, for those watching in black and white, the brown is next to the red. Bob says, knew it's something like that. JT says, Julian talking on in BBC code. No. It was something that a snooker commentator said in the days of black and white television.
Yeah. Yeah.
Julian says, JT, well spotted. That was a Muppet commentating on snooker. JT says, Julian, the dog peed on the floor. The dog peed on the floor. What? That was weird. Joe, go Cowboys. Lady Sam, Bengals have too many injuries this year. JT, laugh out loud, Julian. TBG, Julian's fault. JT, getting a paper sailing ship for my birthday next Monday. I was aboard in Hamburg. Oh, cool. Julian, hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle. All over the cat had a piddle all over the bathroom mat. The little dog laughed to see such fun and piddled all over the cat. Dude, that's grim. Oh god, there's still loads of comments. Hobby Time says hi, James. Joe says, Julian, did you start with welcome to help? What? Did you start that welcome to help with builds only channel on Discord? I will probably live on here for a while. Yeah, I started it. It's so that because on the weekend, Rich was struggling with the stalwart and needed some help and needed the hive mind to figure out what had gone wrong with it. And it was taking up a lot of the creative projects channel. So I created the help with builds. So if anyone needs help to figure out what's going on with the model or whatever, then you can always go in there and ask people. So it just separates everything out so it doesn't get too cluttered. TBG says hi, Gordon. Harry says hi, Gordon. Lady Sam says David of the Valleys. It's Tamir. Julian says, Joe, Mikey created it yesterday. I did. Julian, TBG, most things are. Hobby Time, hi, Harry. Joe says thanks, Mikey. No problems. David says, yes, nice being looking at something that will be easier than the very fire one. Ooh. JT says, Julian and I are a comedic pair. You're certainly a pair. Or what, I don't know, but David says, I follow the 49ers, have done for many years, since before the Joe Montana era. Still do. Is that a good thing?
Joe Montana was a hell of a quarterback.
Yeah.
San Francisco 49ers, good team back in the day.
Julian says, pair of something. JT, not sure what yet. Duke says, good day, all you beautiful people working tonight. Hello, Duke.
Hello, Duke.
JT says, laugh out loud, Julian. Julian says, hi, Harry and Gordon. Hobby Time says, hi, Julian. Julian says, GMTA, Mikey. Okay, that's the comments done again. 45. Oh no, Julian says, evening, Duke. 45 minutes in, and I've had no chance to do anything yet. But hey, keep it coming.
Yep.
It's what makes the channel fun. Ooh, Lady Sam says, hi, Hobby Time. Harry says, hi, Julian. JT says, watch the comments in chat balloon again. And Harry says, hi, Duke. Hello, Harry. Where do you hail from? Which continent? Julian says, that's the comments done, except this couple, Mikey. Hobby Time says, hi, Lady Sam. There we go. Julian says, and this one. Git. Kay just came in and said, "Yeah," and I went, "I wasn't talking to you." She went, "Oh, I thought you said, excuse me a second." I went, "No, I said Julian's a gift." Duke says, "Welcome, Harry." Okay. So, what have you got planned for the rest of the week, Gary?
Rest of the week?
Yeah.
Damn. I'm with you on Friday.
Yeah.
For the Yags Panther. In the meantime, I still have to do work on my 1/32 scale sea venom.
Yep.
Just doing nicely. I'm in paint. I also have been painted my 1/48 scale Miles MB3 in prototype colours because it was a prototype. Although I've added the guns to it that it didn't have when it flew. But hey, it's my model. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm putting some paint on the Miata Shaft VMT for the Hobnob build for Telford, which is a huge aeroplane, 144th scale jet bomber. I've got the Matchbox Monty's Caravan to do. Got this ship to spray in a moment.
Yeah.
That might be it for this week.
That's it. Just that little bit, is it?
yeah, that's this week. Oh, and I've got to edit the interview I did with Mark Robson from Coterie Models. I've got a review of the airbrush stands from Gallery to edit and publish.
Haven't you also got your raffle going?
The raffle's still going, yep, for the 1/24th Spitfire Flying Dray kit, which is gorgeous.
How can people enter that, Gary?
Well, they can. Easiest thing, as you're on a stream, I can't give you I can't find the links. Best thing to do is go onto my channel, and there is a video specifically about it. It's more information. It gives the links, how to get there, how to go about it. You'll have to answer a very simple question in order to be able to buy tickets. I'll promise you now you'll get it right. I mean, you should see some of the questions they put on there. My favourites amongst them are how many wheels are there on a quad bike? Bear in mind this is multiple choice as well. There are some great questions on there, but it's a legal requirement for entrants from the United States that they have to answer a question using their skill and judgment. Otherwise, it becomes gambling. If it's a simple lottery, it's gambling.
Yeah.
So it's done as a prize draw because you have to do something to earn the prize, which is answer one of these questions, and then you can buy tickets. Tickets are £1 each, and there are multi-buy options available, and it goes to the end of the 18th of October. And no matter where you are in the world, if you win it, I'll post it at my expense.
Nice.
Which sometimes can be £60, but there we go. Yeah. That's what I say, and that's what I'll stick to.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, it's all right. Anything to help you. You know that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm going to go through some interesting comments now.
Oh dear.
Duke says, welcome, Harry.
Oh, that's all right.
Harry says, I'm not a big fan of the Tamiya Screwfix hull kit and the Verifier kit. It's excellent, lots more detail. Okay. And here's the fun one. TVG says, and possibly this train station in Anglesey. There we go.
Did you just say
Do you mean
Did you hear correctly, Gary? What was that?
I missed that. Sorry, I was filling up the coffee machine.
Do you know how to say it, Gary?
It's close.
Close enough for an Englishman.
Yeah. Even if my name is Evans.
Yes. JT says, John, was the Koenig oil-fired or coal-fired?
Plastic.
Styrene.
I couldn't tell you. No idea. Let me have a look what it says in the narrative.
Harry says he would say it's coal-fired. I'd probably agree with that. With it being World War One. Oh crap! Lady Sam says some of the Yamato kits are horrible. They're like the Titanic kit from Airfix. Wouldn't go together. It was done very quickly, or it's dunk very quickly. Yeah. JT says, "What does an airbrush say in church? Let us spray."
That shouldn't be as funny as it is.
Harry spluttering cough. JT, Harry, I know the Pennsylvania class were oil, and most of the United States naval fleet used in World War One were coal. There we go. Lady Sam says some of the Yamato kits are horrible. JT says if you cooked in the galley above the Yamato, the specialty Yamato sauce over rice. I don't know. Tiff says, "Oh, John, I may need your help at some point. My uncle has told me there is a massive wooden Titanic kit on my nana's loft. In my nana's loft, I can have. Not sure who it's by, but it's pretty old and came as a monthly mag." Oh,
I'll be right over. That's
It'd be worth a trip.
That'd be the Amati kit, I'd imagine.
Yeah,
which should be no more than 10 years old.
Junior says TBG. Even in Wales, we often abbreviate that to Llanfair PG. Yeah, we do. Go for it says hello. Hello, go for it.
I do.
Says, hi to Harry. Trevor says, hi all. Gary, you used the kaleidoscope primer yet? Didn't you find that you had to thin them? Or did you find you had to thin them?
No, I've been using the Kaleido primer today, in fact. There's this one here, the grey primer. And it goes straight into my airbrush. I'm using a GH8068 to do my priming on these, and it's got the 0.38mm needle in, and it just goes straight on with that. I don't have to prime. If you have to thin it, you have to thin it. I don't find I have to thin any of the primers at the moment.
Excellent. Go for it says hi, Julian, and hi all. Hello, go for it. Harry says, hi, Daniel. Lady Sam says, the Titanic kits from Airfix, they're even worse. They would join together and warped. They wouldn't join together and warped, and they sunk very quickly. Julian says, very close nudge, or are you having a stroke?
There was talk of a wooden ship, so I started getting very excited. So I was shaking a moment ago. That's probably what he saw.
Yeah. TVG says, can you repeat it, Mikey? Llanfair plus going wick or get it on double trying to silly or go.
The answer is yes.
TBG says, sorry, I was in the kitchen and didn't hear your pronunciation. Yeah. David says, TBG Llanfair PG is much easier. It is. June says, sniggers at oh crap, Mike. Methinks Mikey is reading ahead. Yes. Tiff says, might be an M. Go for it says, hi, James. Tiff says, might be a mag missing for the stand, but I have no issues making one. There we go. It's a new skill. Dogsaurus says, good morning. Hello, Dogsaurus. Tiff says, just on the bus to the vets. Yes. Tiff put the flea stuff on the back of the cat's neck and the cat's hair fell out.
Oh!
On its neck.
Oh.
Poor kitty cat. So she's the only person ever to give a cat alopecia. Yeah.
Wow.
Lady Sam says, John, German World War One ships were primarily powered by coal. German World War One ships were primarily powered by coal. There we go.
Oh, so that's the verse done. Let's go into the chorus.
Yes. Harry says, morning, Dorcosaurus. JT says, the Welsh word is longer than the German words. Yes. It's actually a whole like sentence describing where to find this certain little village. But it's all done as one word for a publicity stunt. TVG says, hi, go for it. Dorkasaurus says, hi, Harry. Lady Sam says, hi, Dorka. TVG says, hi, Dorka. David says, oh, do hope she's okay, Tiff. Dorkasaurus says, hi, Sam. Julian says, a ship stand should be easy enough to 3D print. It is if you have a 3D printer. Tiff says, it's a rare side effect, but I'm taking her as a precaution. Yeah. Ooh. There we go. We've got 29 people watching. Don't forget to lube and subscribe, people. For those new to the channel, that means like and subscribe. It's just someone kept whinging that we're saying like and subscribe like once an hour.
Yeah. So why is it everyone on YouTube says like and subscribe? I find it really frustrating. Yeah, well, it sort of helps. So
yeah,
that's a bit. Oh no! So I did cut a little tiny ladder off. Where did it go? Oh, bugger.
I don't know what the hell he's drilling, but I wish he'd hurry up with it. Oh, I know what he might be doing. Okay.
Did I cut that off?
Hi, Dorkasaurus. The hook showcase it. Hi, Sam. Oh, fuck.
Dum 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 dum.
AT says, Tiff, hope Willow will be well. Julian says, if I recall correctly, Clan PG was originally 2 villages, and the long name describes them both. Yes. That's where to find them, isn't it? Good Ground from Arch says, subscribe and like. Hell, I had a lovely chat with Malcolm last night. It was nice. I like our weekly chats.
Excellent. Oh, Malcolm did ask me a question earlier. I haven't got around to answering that, but yes.
How dare you?
Good, but it's always very good.
Yeah. How dare you?
How dare you?
How very dare you?
Oh, B24. It'll help if looking for part B24 if I wasn't looking on the C sprue. So
yes. TBG says either that or you've got Dr. Evil's cat in witness protection, Tiff. Junior says ditto JT. Hope so too, Tiff.
Just going to spray something so I can mute the feed.
Oh no. Aha. I finally managed to put a piece on.
Just one? Was it a worthwhile piece?
It's the first one I've had a chance to put on all day.
You know how the joke you guys keep accusing Australia is like everybody wants to kill you and blah, 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 blah. Well, that happened the day before yesterday. Ron's friend's terrier was bitten by a red-bellied black snake and didn't make it to hospital, unfortunately.
Oh.
So
see, this is why we don't want to go to Australia. The convicts can keep it.
Yeah. So we bought them some flowers because,
yeah,
it's their kid.
Yeah. Joe K was talking about getting a dog this morning. But I don't know. We'll see. I would love a dog, to be fair.
Heard that about you.
Sorry. Honk. Honk. Honk, honk. Julie says, TBG, witness or witless? If the latter, I think we all are. TBG says, B24, you've sunk my battleship, John. JT says, we have eyewitness news here. With some of the journalism, I call it eyewitness. Jay says, I've finally put a piece on. Damn, clearly we're not trying hard enough, Mikey. I think the record for the most comments in one of these live streams is 308 comments in 2 hours. Let's see if we can beat that. I wonder if we can. Be interesting. Don't know what we are now because it doesn't do a live count. It just adds it up afterwards. Why can't I find that piece? C13.
I can make it more interesting and bring up politics if you like.
No.
Oh.
No. Don't do politics on it. Okay. What's that? Part G. B.
B30.
Ladies,
very
Mike,
small bits.
Did you ever make the sticker for John, Oshita Stalker? That would be funny, but I'm not sure Red Bull will allow that. Oh, that one. TVG says, I think John should be, there's angry pregnant female spider plotting its revenge. Flip. Yeah. Ozzy Ian says, this comment left intentionally blank. Yeah. JT says, how much the Imperial German fleet was sunk after World War I? Was it a scaffer flow? We had the Battle of Jutland, and after the Battle of Jutland, they were taken to Scapa Flow. But for some bizarre reason, instead of taking all the crews off the German ships, they let them stay on it, and they scuttled all the ships in the Scapa Flow. But it does mean that because they were sunk in accessible water before the atomic bomb, it means that any medical instruments or scientific instruments that need to be made out of non-radioactive metals, they can go down and they can take some of the metal off the ships, which is what they do. Because it is protected by water, then it's not radioactive. So it's actually helped the future.
So just a very short narrative here. If you don't mind, I'll read this out. The history of the Koenig. Is that okay?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So Battleship Koenig belonged to the number of the most illustrious ships of the Kaiser German Navy World War I period. Koenig, the King, was laid down at the Imperial Shipyard in Wilhelmshaven on 30th of 10th, 1911. Launched in the 1st of March 1913 and commissioned on the 9th of the 8th, 14. Battleships of the Koenig type were mighty vessels, excellently geared for the North Sea conditions. The four sister ships formed the 3rd Squadron of Open Sea Navy, or Hochseeflotte. Koenig became the flagship of Rear Admiral Benke. The 3rd Squadron, might be Benke, B-E-N-K-E. The 3rd Squadron of battleships took part in all battle operations of open sea navy after World War I started. One of the sorties caused the Battle of Jutland, May 3rd, 31st and June 1st, 1916, the greatest and fiercest sea battle of World War I. British battleships Warspite, Valiant, and Malaya were severely damaged. Koenig took part in the Moonsund operation in the Baltic Sea against Russian Navy, September-October 1917. After the armistice was signed, the German Navy were interred by alliances at Scapa Flow, where almost all vessels, including the 4 Koenig sister ships, were scuttled by their crew on 21st of June 1919. Doesn't mention engine type.
I got something right. Interesting. Yeah. Jim says, hello to all on screen and chat. Hello, Jim.
Hello, Jim.
Ozzy Ian says, do my bit to help the comment count. Harry says they were scuttled at Scapa Flow, JT. Yes, they were. And Harry says 1919. Yeah. Harry says, morning, Jim. Jim says, Jutland was in 1916. The Imperial fleet was surrendered to the British in 1918. Yes. Harry says, and for information, World War I didn't officially end until 1919. Correct. It was only an armistice in 1918, which meant it was the end of combat operations. Jim says, "Hey Harry, great to see your name out there." Jim says, "Harry, Marwick, correct. Harry, 28th June, 1918. 1919, yeah. Treaty of Versailles." JT says, "Wow, the ships were not that old." No. Lady Sam says, "Hi, Jim." And Julie says, "Morning, Jim Striped Skunk." There we go. Right. I think I've put a part on wrong.
What? Stay in your lane, buddy.
It's not like me, is it? I think I've put that on the wrong funnel. I've done a Marley. I've done a Marley. Well, shiver my timbers. Yep, I've done a Marley.
Yay. So it's a public holiday here. Does that mean you pay me twice as much for this stream, Mikey?
Oh yeah, you get twice as much of my respect, maybe. Or you get an extra air guitar, maybe.
Oh. More?
Hello.
Oh, I would just like to give a big shout out to the guys at Airfix, right? I got this the other day. Product release announcement for the Lysander mask set that we knew about. And there it is, the Lysander mask set. How lovely. They didn't bother asking whether I had a Lysander to put it on. So that was handy. But I've got the masking set, should I ever buy one. I do have a Lysander, but I already have a mask set for it. So maybe I can use, because there are so many bits of glass on this, optional bits of glass, maybe I can pick out some of the ones I don't use and use this and see how they go down and see how they stop the paint. But isn't that grand? We say they never give us anything for free. Well, they have a £9.99 masking set. Isn't that lovely?
I was just about to buy a Lysander masking set earlier today. I did not.
Wow. I can send you one in the next package.
Ooh.
Oh, you could, but I'll happily pay for it.
God, they didn't charge me, so why would I charge you?
Let me
next package of things that comes wafting your way, I'll put it in.
Oh, well, that last poo you sent in the mail, thanks very much.
That's right. You're very welcome. I thought you'd enjoy that. Thought you'd be impressed.
Well, Bron was not. I laughed. She did not.
It's the fact that it's still fresh after 3 weeks.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was impressed. I did wonder whether that was a last-minute decision to send out to us so that we wouldn't mention the Jaguar debacle so much, but
yeah,
I couldn't help it. So.
That's interesting. I had seen people commenting about it. I wasn't sure what the issue was, but you described it very succinctly on your stream.
Thank you.
It
was interesting trying to figure out which tool they had actually sent out, because the earlier Hele ones had optional 1 or 2 seat front ends. So it couldn't have been that tool. The tool that they sent out was a complete fuselage.
Yeah, right.
And so the first one I found was quite a late, like 1990s, I think, 93 or something, Hele Jaguar A. So I think they would have bought in all the other parts, or would have had Airfix, and with all the Airfix and Hele sort of one owning the other and all that in the past, it wouldn't surprise me if the tools for Jaguar just say Jaguar and neglected to point out that the fuselage is the French one. It wouldn't surprise. Which, of course, then puts the burden on them to find the original tooling, which is going to be fun, and then B, make sure it actually can be reused. Because if it can't be reused, what they're going to do? They're not going to retool it, I don't imagine, just for the fuselage. It's the sort of thing that costs them a lot of money.
Which way around does this go? There.
Pointy end front.
Yeah, that's not helpful when both ends are pointy.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. Curse you, Germans.
Nice try. Thanks for the help, but
that's like their version of dazzle camouflage, you know.
Yeah.
You know which way it goes by looking at the pointy end, but there's two pointy ends. No, curse you, Kaiser Wilhelm. I haven't had much sleep, as you can guess.
Right, it's got to send K something. Then I shall get on with more comments. Here. Right. Jim says, hello, Lady Sam and Julian Hall. Julian says, the date World War One ended and is why many World War One war memorials say 1914, 1919, not 1918. Exactly, and they should really teach that in high school. Because they do, you do World War One in high school, they teach you that it ends in 1918, but then the Treaty of Versailles happened in 1919, which is true, but the war didn't end, it was just the end of hostilities. It could have restarted at any time. Hobby Time says, hi, Jim. Lady Sam, the German battleship Graf Stray was captured by the Allies and then used when the American tested the atomic bomb. After 2 tests, she didn't sink. Wow. The better-looking Marley says, here's another pointless comment for your tally. Oh, while I'm here, good day all. Hello, Paul. JT, my Uncle Franz was killed in 1919. He was 18. Short life, isn't it? Harry says, HMS Royal Oak had not long been commissioned and took part at Jutland and was also part of the famous Royal Navy mutiny. Oh, that's interesting. I haven't heard of that bit. Patrick says, put it in the wrong place. We Australians never do that, Mikey. Lady Sam says they had torpedoes to sink her. Harry says, hi, Paul. Jim says, Harry, Royal Navy mutiny. I'll have to look that one up. I've never heard of this event. And Harry says, wrong ship, Sam. JT says, after visiting Uncle Franz's grave in Cuxhaven, I have a hard time building warship models. He's buried with my great-grandparents in Cuxhaven. It was an honor to visit. I was the only one. Oh, bless you. George says, hey all. Hello, George. Nice to see you again. Julian works out Nodge's pay. Let me see. Twice nothing is nothing. Carry the nothing, divide by nothing with compound interest plus VAT equals 75,625. Smacks broken calculator.
Oh.
Very good, Julian.
Thanks for that. That means I don't have to. That's appreciated.
JT says, I did lay flowers. Jim says, Julian, how are you, Julian? How are things in South Wales? The garden spot of the... No, it's heathen country. Heathen country. Julian says, pointy end is the front, unless it's going backwards, in which case it's the other pointy end, clear as mud. That's a good point. If it was in reverse, then it'd be the back one.
But the thing is, you can't really tell. I mean, the curvature, the point at one end is almost like the point at the other. And the two funnels, I see your point. So every time they've got instructions, you have to really think about which way it's facing, because you can't tell by the guns because they all go equidistant opposite.
Exactly.
And so
the way I recognized it was the anchor chains were at the front.
Oh yeah, but if it doesn't show the front or the back, like this is midships, and the only way I can tell really is looking at the diameter of the funnels. One's significantly longer than the other. But you see, all these little ladders and everything we're putting down here, they could go anywhere on the thing. You just have to. They're all very small.
Yeah. Hour and 15 minutes in, and we've still got 32 people watching.
Cool. There are still people watching. Oh my God, what are we doing?
Boom, 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 boom.
There you go. Right. Where did we get up to? There we go. Jim says, "Hey there, hobby time." JT says, "Having relatives killed in war is sad. I had one of the United States Army Air Force in World War II and one in World War One. Germany, both losses were young. Yeah. Young men die in old men's wars, unfortunately."
That's for sure.
TBG says, "Well, it's Fresh Flowers Day in the cemetery, Julian. Lurks in Jim. Oh, Fresh Day in the cemetery. Yeah, okay." Julie says, "If I recall correctly, the Spanish flu in 1919 actually killed more people than the war had, pretty much." Harry says, "I read your comment wrong, Sam. Thought it said Grafsbury." George says, "Luckily, didn't lose any relatives in World War II. Most were based on radar stations in the UK, except on one who disappeared on a beach somewhere, showed up again after the war, spent in a German POW camp." Oh, interesting. Trevor says, "Thanks, Gary. Just used the grey with no problems, but used the black the other day and had to thin."
Okay.
Harry says, 835 crew went down with HMS Royal Oak while at anchor is a supposedly safe port, 14th of October 1939. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
TJ says, "Has John built a battleship backwards?" JT says,
"Hold my beer."
JT says, "Hope I didn't depress you about my Uncle Franz. Germany showed me the destruction of war and the human loss of it. Berlin, amid the modernity, has scars you can still see." Yeah. Most of Europe has, to be fair. Julian says, "Laughing my ass off. I see your point. Which one? There are two."
There are four.
George. It's sad just how quickly the losses add up when it comes to naval warfare. Yeah. When you look at HMS Hood, there's over 1,000 people on that, and only 3 survived. And there were civilians on there as well.
So one of the guys on that apparently stepped off. He was, I think, Crow's Nest or something like that, and he stepped off that and directly onto the boat that rescued him, which was pretty remarkable. And then that sunk.
Harry says, "Hi, George." Harry says, "Very true." George says, "Hi, Harry." Harry says, "I hope Trump to get this new tool HMS Royal Oak correct." Ooh, didn't know they were doing one. Jim says, "Royal Oak was sunk by U-47, captained by Gunther Preen, later killed in action." JT says, "Royal Oak is a UK version of the USS Arizona. Amazing ship." Yeah. Steve Paul says, "Hello, everyone. Great chat and enjoying the build." Nice.
Thank you and welcome.
Yes. Glad to have you with us. Did we discuss what we're going to do next after this one? I can't remember.
No, we haven't.
I
don't think so, because Mondays typically have been just, do your own thing. Yeah. But I don't believe we have anything booked for Monday. Don't know.
Oh, crap. I've got to put all these bloody... One thing that I find frustrating is they keep switching, with the midships diagrams.
Yeah.
Every diagram is showing a different side. So it's constantly switching between the sides.
Yeah. It is, yeah. So case in point, as an example, here we go. So that is a different side to that, and you can't really tell.
What the hell is that?
You have to sort of have to think about it. But yeah, I mean, you can work it out. But as I say, I'm looking at the funnel width or depth, I guess. But that's the only way I could really tell. these things, these are the bits I'm working on. The further you get on in this book, the smaller the pieces become.
Yeah.
I've never done a 1/700 ship before, and I don't think I'll be doing too many after this.
No, sir.
It's really not. It's not bad, but I think, to be honest, I wouldn't mind putting this aside and continuing to stencil the MiG-21, but I'll be doing that after the stream.
Yeah. Oh my god, these parts are too small for me. I think 1/700th is too small a scale for me. JT says, I do love the lines of Hood. King George V class not so much. 4 guns, then a turret with 2, like Nelson and Rodney better. Okay. Jim says, question for the panel: how detailed would the rigging be? Not very.
I think I'd have to follow the drawing on the front there. So as you see it, that shouldn't be a drama for me.
You do rigging and shippy things a lot.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Jim says, my great uncle, granddad's brother-in-law, died 27th of the 5th, 1940, serving at 2nd Royal Horse Artillery on the retreat to Dunkirk. I also think of him in the scene with the gunners in the original Dunkirk film. Yeah, bless. 2G says, I went to the former Dachau prisoner of war camp, now the police training school. My brother-in-law said, watch where you tread, you may fall into a tunnel. The POWs had been busy. Junior says, Rodney, do you mean Dave? Only Fools and Horses gag for the young guns like Mikey. I'd watch Only Fools and Horses. Jesus Christ. I'm not that young. I'm not like Gen Z, bloody find everything offensive and want to cancel it. Which is actually a thing in the UK. They're trying to get it cancelled because apparently it's problematic.
Sorry, get what cancelled?
Only Fools and Horses.
Oh, well, I've not seen it anyway.
Yeah.
No idea what that is.
Yeah. Because apparently they don't have a sense of humour. Gino says, sorry, I haven't been around much the last week. We have a lot on my plate. For the moment, getting surgery next week normally, but I watch in the evenings. I hope you get better soon, and I hope the surgery goes well, dude.
Yeah.
Phil says, ahoy, everyone. Got a short break, so popped in to see the sea. I like the fact that people, even if they've just got a short break and they know the live stream's on, they'll pop in to say hello. That's nice.
It's nice.
It is good, isn't it?
We've got a good little thing going here, haven't we?
Good little number going in, mate. Good little number.
Yeah.
Oh, cripes. That'll do.
Right, I don't know where the hell that goes, but it's going there. Yeah, it's going about there. So I'm going to glue that down. Oh, my hands are shaking too much today. All right. Joe says, we have an interactive experience here at the World War II Museum on the USS Tang. The most successful US sub basically sank itself after a torpedo bounced off Jap ship and hit the sub.
Wow.
Jim says, CC. Joe says, lost 78 men and the others became POWs. John says, Joe was tanging the galley. Okay. Harry says, watched a documentary about the SBR last night.
SBR? More information?
Special boat reconnaissance? No? It sounds familiar, but I can't figure out why I know it. Jim says, like every TV series, Ah, okay. Like every TV series or movie made years ago, attitudes portrayed were of the time. Don't ban them. Teach how much we've improved since then. Yeah, or people just got more boring. Jim says, Joe, wow, was the tank a victim of those awful Mark 14 torpedoes? And Harry says, Samuel B. Roberts destroyer. Ah, okay. That's cool. Joe says, no, JT. There you go. Okay. Ooh, coffee. I think that needs to be a t-shirt, doesn't it? Ooh, coffee. JT says 100% Julian documentaries, although not perfect, are definitely reflections of history at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's a YouTube thing that popped up in my feed yesterday called cripes.
It's called is.
It's called trigonomics.
Yes.
Trigonometry. So yesterday they had an interview with Sir James Holland, the historian.
Yes.
About World War II and what led to it and blah blah blah. And, the overview. And of course, he has asked questions later on. In fact, it's in the first, say, 20 seconds of the YouTube thing. So like apparently, it's become popular for people to say, "Oh, well, rewriting history." They say, like, well, Churchill wanted war. They should have appeased the H guy. It would have gone a lot better for everybody and stuff like that. And he just made the point, who would claim that? You cannot make deals with
anyone
like
who
that.
Understands, has even a basic knowledge of history would think that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but somebody said it out loud,
Well, they need a good slap because they don't know what they're talking about. Because it didn't go too well for every other country that did it.
Yeah, and it is interesting because a couple of interviews I've seen, they do ask the person at the end of it, so what isn't anyone talking about, but you think that we should be?
Yeah.
And I'll leave that up for James Holland to answer that one, because it's worthwhile watching. There's another one they did with Stephen Fry, so it was very interesting.
They do a lot of good interviews on that. A lot of interesting ones.
I think personally, just for me, just going to put this out there, I think Stephen Fry's making a big mistake going on the stage in The Importance of Being Earnest as Lady Bracknell. And I'm just saying that now.
He couldn't look further from a lady if he'd tried.
6'5", but he's playing Lady Bracknell in a new stage production of The Importance of Being Earnest. Okay. I kid you not.
Maybe it's Ernest as in the guy that used to do have those films. Ernest plays basketball and stuff like that.
Oh God, those things.
I used to like them. They're funny.
Just one scene from that just stuck in my mind for many years. And he's just trying to disconnect the thing from a PowerPoint, the socket in the wall, and he pulling the cable up through the wall across the ceiling. It's funny stuff.
I like the one when he's in the army in the desert, and he ends up being a cook. They have this box of stuff. It's like a soap powder box, but it's like tank weld. So like you just smear it on the side of the tank, and it solidifies into metal. And he's making pancakes, and he accidentally pours that stuff onto his grill thing, and it just like goes straight through the pan because it's that heavy. George says, right, gotta go. Thanks for the stream all. Catch you next time. See you later, George.
It's George.
See you, George.
Jim says, see you, George. Julie says, Joe, same as sub in the US Civil War, had an explosive charge on a pole. Pole was too short and the explosion killed the sub crew as well as sinking the target. Yeah. JT says, his actor's name was Jim Varney. Yes, that's it. Jim Varney. Julie says, okay, that's enough of me being serious. Normal lunacy will now resume. He did a lot of adverts as Ernest, didn't he, as well? in America.
Don't know.
Yeah, he did loads of adverts.
He played Mater and
Oh yeah,
Cars.
Cars. Yeah, I like Cars. I like films like that. They're just fun and just indulge that inner child for a bit.
Okay. Whew. Guns are on. Next step. 37. C18. So today's beer of choice is Victoria Bitter.
Oh, very nice.
In the classic Hornet end of an era Stubbiola, because why not?
Yeah.
Absolutely, why not?
Now, where the hell did that piece go?
Right. So
I cannot see.
C18 again. If we're looking for parts on C sprue, why am I looking madly through the B sprue? C18. That's better. Result.
Yeah, I'm trying to find part C6. It's just fell off somewhere.
B31 to the B sprue.
JT says Julian H.L. Hunley. Paul says, I didn't realise that Ernest was Mater. Of course, that makes sense. Julie says, that's the one, JT. I saw a documentary on it recently. They found the Hunley and concluded the concussion of the explosion killed the crew. Yeah. Yeah, it would do. Okay, so it must have dropped onto here somewhere, but it's that small I can't bloody see it. Oh no, for some reason it was in my beard. How did that happen?
Well, it's like last week's dinner.
How the hell did that happen? It fell off the funnel like 6-7 inches away from me, and it still ended up in my beard. It must have a magnetic beard as well. It attracts plastic.
Well, it's not your personality, mate.
Dude.
Oh. Zing.
It's a good job modders in there. Shit stick up for me. JT says, I always remember Ernest saying, hey, Vern. Yeah. Right. 1 hour 34. We're doing well.
Wow.
Yeah.
By Jove, it's starting to look like a ship.
All right. Now, tell you what, that next piece is small. I need to go and get another beer to give me courage. Back in a sec.
JT says, I saw an apron made from felt to catch the small dinguses that fall. Interesting in your beard, Mikey. Laugh loud. Yeah. You can get them. You can Velcro them up under your desk, can't you? So they just fall into the.
All right. Yeah. That's a good plan.
Yeah. June says, I would stand up for you, Mikey, but standing is not one of my strong suits. Paul Marley says, it's not your personality, mate. That makes sense that you'd send a broadside, John, given the models at hand. JT says, Julian, the crew were given a proper burial with military honours. There we go. Ooh.
And he's back.
Welcome back, John. You sound so hard done to.
No, it was me settling back down in my chair. Remember, I got a dodgy back.
You got a dodgy front as well.
Okay, I deserve that.
Yeah, get. Where the hell is that supposed to go? Julian says, another beard would give me courage. Oh, beer. Gotcha. Yeah, the weight of manliness was too much for him, so he shaved his off.
Clearly.
David says, yes, jewelers and goldsmiths use them to catch offcuts and filings. Yeah. We're talking about aprons that you velcro to underneath your desk. Okay, so that bit isn't on mine. Oh, well. How sad. Nobody's going to the bridge. Unlucky. B24.
Okay.
Ooh,
and
Julian says, JT, I thought it was CSS Hunley, Confederate something ship. I don't think the S stands for something.
Would be CS, wouldn't it? Confederate ship.
Yeah.
Seeing they decided to withdraw from the Union of States.
Hamish having fun though, is he, Gary?
Yes, he's having a good old bark at something.
Good man.
So, it's Hamish's birthday, is that correct?
It was on Saturday. He was 12 on Saturday.
That's a good-looking dog you got there. I did like that pose.
He's a lovely dog. He's a very, very lovely dog. All 5 Westies we've had have been brilliant animals, and he's an absolute little gem now. Bless him. Full of character is what we like. Like a dog with character, and he's got it by bucket load.
Not a boring dog.
Not a dull animal. No, you're absolutely right there. Never a dull moment with him. And he does like to bark at things. It's very particular, though. Helicopters is fine, except the local flying ambulance. It's a different type of helicopter. I think it's a BK-117 or something like that. It's got quite a whiny jet noise from the engines. He hates that. That he barks at. Any other type of helicopter, police, walkers, anything, fine, can't be bothered. But that one particular model of helicopter really annoys him.
So that whiny sort of jet noise you're talking about?
No,
that's the Australian accent.
Oh, right. Okay, he doesn't like Aussies.
Yeah.
I can't blame him, to be honest.
Right. So he thinks it's going, yeah, and it's right.
Yeah.
I've taught he used to sit watch the Ashes with me, so now everything makes sense.
It's like the old thing I saw on Facebook once. That when Frank Whittle invented the jet engine, he had been posted to Brisbane, I think, in Queensland for a 3-year posting before World War II, and he was missing the Australian accent. So when he got back to the UK, he came up with a machine to recreate the Australian incident. And when it shot out sideways the side of his workshop, he realised he was onto something else. It started going, "Aww."
Fair point. Fair point.
Oh, that's where the yeah. Nobody's getting up to the bridge. Fluffed it up. JT says Mikey has an awesome Flash Gordon beard, like Brian Blessed as Vultan. Karen won't let me have a long beard. I don't let my wife tell me what to do.
Well,
JT says
her name's Karen. You have to be careful.
yeah. JT says CSS Confederate State Ship. There you go.
Ah, there you go. Very good. Makes
Jim
sense.
says happy birthday, Hamish.
Oh, on Hamish's behalf, thank you.
JT says if I went to ZZ Top, Karen would threaten me with trimming it. Yeah, Kay does, but she knows it wouldn't go very well. And I wouldn't be very impressed. June says, of course, States. Thanks, JT. And he says, Care is here. No problems. John says, no problems, Julian. And Phil says, watched the 1942 Fleet Air Arm film yesterday on YouTube. They kept repeating, fine, fix, strike. Kept thinking, FF's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've decided nobody's moving going to be able to move around this ship because of the ladders are meh. Yeah, I could put them in, but
Well, I'm thinking about so the magnifying spectacle things I've got. Let's look. I'll go to the other camera to see these standard things. Ish, them, but they are pretty annoying because of course I've got this big headset thing, so taking it on and off and all that sort of stuff is annoying. And the ones that you get that are white, that I think the standard sort of ones that people have. I've had 3 sets of them, and they all broke in the exact same spot or whatever. So I'm thinking I will buy another set sometime. But these are starting to annoy me because it just certainly in summer I sweat a bit much, and it's just like But
sweaty head.
Yeah, I've been thinking about which sort of magnifying lenses to go for. So we'll see. Oh, and while we're here, and while it's all about me, so I have a question for the panel.
When don't we?
The MiG-21 I'm doing ordnance. I want to have an external tank in the center. Conformal fuel tank. Well, not conform. Sorry, on the center line. Now I have a choice. I could either go for what they call FAB 100, which are awful ugly bombs, like really sort of blunt things like that. So on the inner rails, go them with their pylon. So outer pylon, what do you reckon? To missile or not to missile? Or have missiles instead of bombs? So do you think I should just do a mix? Because generally, if you're going to do a ground strike, you'd only take bombs, and you'd go with another plane with just missiles to protect you.
Yeah.
Just because these would be too heavy in a dogfight, so they tend to just take
are you
what
trying
they
to make
need.
it realistic, or are you trying to make it interesting for you?
Oh, it's probably interesting, I guess, eh?
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. I'll do missiles and bombs. Thank you. I answered my own question.
Fun. Yeah, we get you to do that a lot on it.
Yeah.
I think fabs are fragmentation airburst or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
B33. What the hell? Oh, well, that's not going on. JT says, being bearded makes us look distinguished. I grew mine because I hated shaving all the time. Yeah, that's why I started originally.
Well.
Jim says, John Marley, I have a set of the vision glasses you speak of. I prefer them over the jeweler's glasses you have.
Right. Vision glasses. Okay, yes.
JT says, what's a weapon on a Mexican fighter's jet? La Bomba. Go for it, says hi, Jim. There we go. Right. B33. Which is an air vent by the look of it.
Let's try that again. B33 does look like an air vent, yes.
I think the next time I do a floaty thing, it'll be my 1/140/40 U-boat or something.
Yes.
Just because I think it'd be fun. And it's a bit bigger than this ship. Bizarrely. Oh, will be, wouldn't it? Of course it is, you divvy. Right. Where the hell does this vent go?
Yeah, it's the one that's forward. There's no space for it. I'll just put it on the deck.
Yeah.
Or is it the aftermost one? I can't tell now.
Yeah, it's the forward one.
Oh, yeah.
Right next to the gun turret.
Yeah, I put it where it points to in the instructions, but there's no space for it there.
Yeah. I might just put it up against the turret so that it doesn't fall, get knocked off.
You could do that.
Because I don't care about accuracy, because I'm not a ship person. We're just doing this for something different.
Oh,
For
I'm
change.
enjoying it. Because, I don't, this is, no. I've only done 3 or 4 plastic ships,
Yeah.
The Victory, the Bismarck. What else? Cuddy Stark, Constitution, all the good ones. They tend to be sailing vessels. I don't tend to do grey things because,
Yeah.
I've got enough grey in my life.
Yeah, I've got some of the FX1 ships.
Oh, I've been slack. Bought a new beer, haven't had a sip yet. Bear with.
Nice.
Oh, that was worth it. Oh, lovely.
Right, B30. Jim says, hello, go for it. And JT says, Mikey, my beard hair is wiry. Used to dull razors, and then there was getting cut from the razor. Blackbeard had a beard like yours. He put flaming or smoking candles in. They weren't candles. It was fuses. Fuse cord.
For lighting the guns, yeah.
Put it into his beard so that they'd stay lit and smoke for ages. Which made him look like the devil. Okay, right. So that one goes there.
Okay, now that goes down there.
Crikey Moses. Okay. Oh, fudge. Ooh, that was lucky. Set of stairs fired out the tweezers, but it landed right on the edge of the desk.
Yeah, I actually had to go ping, funnily enough.
Stupid things.
340.
I wonder if the Grand Fromage is still here.
I don't know.
Usually he's working in M4H HQ on a Monday. Trevor says, "Is there a mass set for the 1919 London bus? I have to get the cry cut machine out. There's no mass set.
Oh yeah, I'm not aware of one.
No.
But all the windows are square anyway, so you could just do it with standard masking tape. You'll be fine.
Yeah, that's what I've done. JT says, I think Blackbird was a privateer. Morgan was. William Teach, I don't think was a privateer. I think he was a pirate. I think. I'm not sure. I'm not up to date on my pirate history. Okay. So, oh crap! There's one in front of me as well. Oh no! Behind it, event. Okay. Ep33. There you go. Julian says, you know those TV news captions with name and job? One RF bomber command's name was listed as Bob Aimer. Head desk was a bomb aimer. JT says, would microscope cover slips work for glazing on the bus? Probably. Or very thin, clear acrylic sheet. That would do it. Yeah. Did you see that British officer? I think it was last year or the year before, John. He was doing an interview on British Forces Broadcasting Service on telly, and it was a live interview. And he was trying to say, I want my soldiers to use their initiative, or my soldiers use their initiative. But he stumbled on his words and said my soldiers use their GIFNIF. So that's become a thing in the army now, where they don't say initiative, they say use your GIFNIF. And he says, JT says, Admiral Tirpitz had a nice beard. JT, are you having a little bit of beard envy, buddy? It's okay to admit it. You know. It happens to people that don't have beards quite a lot. I have been stood outside a shop and stuff waiting for K4 now, and I've had blokes come to go, oh, I wish I could grow a beard like that. Mine just comes out all struggly. I'm like, hey.
Hey.
Yeah. Or another one is, how do you manage to grow a beard like that? Like, oh, I don't know. I just plan it and, you know, put a request into stores or something. How do you think I grow it? It just grows. I just don't shave it off. How else do you grow a beard? June says, another caption was, I think somebody trying to justify their job. The camera zoomed in on the interview's pet. The caption said, fluffy dog. Very good. JT says, a little bit of beard. Yes, a little bit of beard envy. Bless you. And he's saying, you do have a nice beard, Mikey. Thank you, buddy. Duke says, Confederate generals had huge beards. They did. I used to have a bigger beard. This is small, but it is growing back slowly. as John will testify, because he saw me when I had my bigger beards.
Oh, yes.
I used to put my pens in them and all sorts when I was doing stuff. Instead of putting it back in the pocket, I just put it in my beard. I even did it when I was practicing guitar. I finished practicing with the pick, and then I'd put the pick in my beard so that I could do finger playing or strumming. And then I'd forget about it and find it in my beard hours later after I'd been shopping and all sorts. JT says, I grew a goatee and then shaved it a couple of times. It grew thicker. Yeah. Julian says, talking of facial hair, other men who haven't shaved get designer stubble. I get moth-eaten badger. Yeah. I think I've only ever seen a photo of my dad with a beard when he was younger. But that was a photo of when he was going to a fancy dress party as Cupid's stunt. So he stood there in a dress with a wig and his beard, with his leg round my granddad. My granddad looking very displeased. Joe says, "Oops, forgot I have to get blood work done this morning. Glad I skipped breakfast. Darn it, hungry." Yeah, me too.
Yes.
JT says, my red beard is turning grey. Yeah, mine's going grey and all. Marriage for you, though, isn't it?
Diddums.
JT says, had a great time today. Thanks for a great stream. No problems, buddy. Thank you for joining us. Ooh, it is. We've got 2 minutes left. I did not realise. Let's put the camera back up. Switching that light off, it's like going blind. Wait, Rose is back.
It's not the reason you're going blind, Mikey.
Hey, steady.
It's looking at things at too close a range. That's not good for your eyesight.
Yeah. That's what you were implying, obviously. Julian says, my dad only grew a beard when he did long distance hikes and didn't shave for 2 weeks. Dave says, thanks all for another great stream. Thank you for joining us, David. Cool. So how have you got on, guys?
It's starting to look like a ship. There's lots of little detail bits going on now. So as you can see, it's coming together. So it does look, it's very well detailed, but oh my God, you can't do this without tweezers, I think, and some magnifying. Are you just using a normal eyesight there, Mikey? Are you putting on optivisors?
No, just use glasses. Ooh.
So, yeah, okay. Maybe I should grow a beard. Maybe I'd be better at everything.
Yeah. Ooh, hair going thin there. Oh, no, it's not. It's just, yeah.
I thought you talked to me. Yeah.
Good grey in my beard, though. There.
Oh, diddums. Oh.
Hey, I'm only 37.
Oh, pet. Oh.
Saying that, my dad was bald by the time he was in his late 20s, so I'm doing well. Julian says, looks really nice, John.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's looking good, Gary.
It's getting there. I've been painting stuff today, so it's getting there that all the turrets got their first coat of paint anyway.
What grade? What shade of grey did you do?
I just used a darkish grey. Just picked up. I don't know what it was. It might even be extra dark sea grey.
Yeah.
So I thought, North Sea, it would be quite dark. But then, from what Timmy said before, I could basically paint it whatever you like, and no one's.
Yeah, I might just do mine graphite. Maybe.
But I've done the deck tan for the woods, and then washed over just a bit of very thin down mahogany colour, just to give it a bit of a look of wood, really, at that scale.
Yeah, excellent.
It's all right. It's okay. It's going together.
Julie says, Mikey, your hair's not getting thinner. Your head's on upside down.
Yeah.
And Harry says, looks like neutral grey. Awesome. Does. Right. Me and John are back tomorrow for the omnibus build.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. Mini art omnibus build. Same time. So UK time 12 till 2, Aussie time 10 till 12, and then US time, whatever part of the US you happen to be in. I think New York it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and Chicago 6 o'clock in the morning. I think. I'm not sure. But thank you all for joining us. We've had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of good chat, and
It's fun.
you guys in the chat have been awesome today. So thank you, and I'll say Hulvar for now.
I'll say Uru.
I'll say bye.